think every man or every woman, they want their life to count. Even when I was working at many of my different jobs that I've worked, at the end of the day, I was like, man, this is so meaningless.
Hi there, this is Nicholas Casamia, and I'm here with the director of Blood Brother, Steve Hoover. How did this film come about?
So the doc is about my best friend.
Brother, Rocky.
Kids call me Rocky, and Ana basically means big brother.
We had lived together for about 7 years, and actually the month I got married is the month he moved to India.
I didn't know what I was gonna find in India. I didn't really like kids, to be honest with you. I guess I was looking for something more shocking.
I definitely didn't imagine him working with orphans, and and it wasn't in the cards as far as I could see.
The home is for women and children affected and abandoned by AIDS and HIV.
But he's not a medical doctor. What was that like as a friend hearing that story? You're like, what? You're in India to have a good time and find yourself like everybody else does, and you're actually wanting to live there for good and devote your life to this.
I remember being somewhat skeptical, and I couldn't really engage with it because I wasn't there, and a part of me was sort of like maybe jealous even of his experience or something like that. I was trying to figure all that out, but it was difficult when he said, "I'm going to save up for a year and I'm going to move to India in May next year," and that was his determination. So I just remember it being hard to process. Part of me was like, maybe he won't.
I was making lots of money, but if I died, I wasn't making an impact on anything, really.
We know a lot about HIV and a lot about AIDS and how it's infected, how it's not infected. Mm-hmm. And you're in some situations in there where children are very sick and there's blood everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's not the cleanest of scenarios. And there's Rocky with his hands touching everything and everyone. And here's you doing the same thing, but at first you must have been terrified.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because Rocky tried to prepare me for it mentally before I came, and he, some of the things he shared that are in the film, he spent a lot of time trying to educate me and preparing me for that. And so, I walked in kind of confident, thinking I had it together and I'm educated. But when you're face to face with the stigma, it's another story. But when Sudhi was sick, because that was the closest I had been to that many open wounds, and seeing blood on the blanket, dried blood, stuff like that, as you were saying, I was just terrified. And but the Rocky, in the simplest way, just helped me to conquer that.
These kids are going to grow up. I mean, let's hope they grow up. So what happens to them when they grow up?
They are on medication and they do have help, so there's more hope than what there once was. We're thinking positive about their future. We're giving all the proceeds from the film to Rocky's efforts and other HIV efforts. So basically the filmmakers, production company, we're not making anything on the film, so because we wanted to help Rocky and to keep it going, and we saw the good that he was doing and realized that this money would be put to, this was like the best thing we could possibly do with this money. We're going to build a halfway house for the kids that have to leave the home so they can better transition into society, where we give them subsidized rent. And then we want to start small businesses that the kids can run and operate. So, because with the disease, they can't carry on normal jobs. They're just too demanding, and they break them down, the CD4 count drops, and they get sick. So we want to develop these systems to help them better transition because they need it,
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
Well, you made a remarkable film that is very personal and very kind of illuminating for someone like myself. And I think, it's full of compassion and heart, and I think that's because it comes through from Rocky and from you, so well done.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.